Hey there guys, this is CMO73 here, bringing you the deck list for the Zack Tufford Turbo Fog list that you guys saw played on the channel on Wednesday. This is a very, very fun list. Zack used this and went 5-3 at the Atlanta GP. Probably could have gone further, probably could have even topped. This list is very, very strong and very hard to counter. It only has one real bad matchup, and your opponent kind of has to know what's going on in order to be able to take advantage of that. So Charlotte is the ruler, primarily just because you want to be able to refill your hand and you can tap down stuff. Flipping over and the neat interactions with like gaining life with like Form into the World Tree and Valentina's Reach is like super relevant. You're not really worrying about the tap down effects or really often. You're just kind of using her to refill your hand and gain life. And the Energize isn't super important because most of the time the blue is not really what you want, but this is so good. The stone base is 20 basic stones, which is great for if you don't want to play against Lumia Hook and have a bad time. It's 14 wind magic stones, 2 water magic stones, 2 light magic stones, 1 dark magic stone, and 1 fire magic stone. In terms of resonators, there are only 7 in the deck. For Reflect, the beginning of time shifts into Refrain, the end of ages. Reason for this is this has Shroud, which is really nice, so as you're like sitting there playing it, your opponent can't really answer it unless they have Soul Hunt, which isn't seeing a ton of play right now, and you can just stack counters on it and then flip and nuke the board almost immediately, pretty cheaply with Reflect, or with Refrain, and you just kind of gain massive advantage because you're not really putting a lot of stuff on board, so these are just like one-sided, like 1-for-7s, which are just fantastic. A Frigg to be able to recycle your Fog spell, as well as your Refrain or your Odin, or if something got discarded. Obviously Odin, he's half of the finisher. He's your mana doubler. You use this, your will doubler, to make all your stones tap for 2, so you can cast a Steam Explosion where like X is 40 and steal 80 damage off the top, which is really nice. And then a Lumia, really nice in some games to be able to just kind of play her, reset your life to 40, gain another card back, or like recast a Steam Explosion or something like that. She's really pretty easy to cast for 10 as the game goes on, and the fact that you can just reset your life is just really solid, plus she's a 10/10 body on her own. Now, the deck runs 1 Horn of the Sacred Beast so that you don't mill yourself out, which is super important. And now we get to the super complex part of the deck, which is 33 spells. This deck is actually pretty complex to pilot. I definitely recommend trying it out for yourself, learning when to grab which cards, when to ship away, when to tap out, what stones to grab when with different ramp cards. But Summon from Memoria is one of our draw power consistency cards to be able to grab what you need. 4 Rewriting Laws to be able to make yourself have perfect will for the turn. Super relevant card, plus it cycles a card, which is fantastic. This card is probably one of the most important cards in the deck for consistency's sake. 4 Magic Stone Analysis, excellent ramp card. Gets you any stone you want, and all of them are basics. They come into play tapped or recovered, which is sick. I only play 2 Blessings of Yggdrasil personally. It helps you grab the stone that you need, but it comes into play tapped, which is not as ideal, but if you're super far ahead or you really, really need that stone, then Blessing can still do work. 3 Form into the World Tree for excellent draw power as well as life gain, and if you're Charlotte, it's flipped, it's just mad value, because you also get the life gains from the draws for Charlotte, which is fantastic. 3 Keen Sense to protect all your spells and protect your win con, which is Steam Explosion. 4 Amaterasu's Foresight, just prevent all damage from J/reses for the turn. You make sure that you don't die by casting this about 1,000,000 times in a game by recycling it, bringing it back to your hand with Frigg, shuffling it back into the deck and redrawing it. You just want to prevent all damage as much as possible, and you're not trying to kill your opponent with anything other than Steam Explosion for the most part, so you don't really care. 2 Favorable Winds. It's just a heavy-duty ramp spell when you're super far ahead. Pay 4, get 2 wind stones. Super massive amount of ramp. 3 Valentina's Reach. Excellent way to redraw your hand. Excellent way to make your opponent discard out when you're going to play your Steam Explosion next turn, or if you've already nuked the board. I usually will nuke the board and then cast this and put my opponent in top deck mode, especially if I just go their J Ruler. It's super strong. 3 Lumia's Judgment, also fantastic to use as a board wipe. You have so much will that you can pretty much usually cast this for like X equals 5, X equals 6, and just get everything off the board in one go, which is super relevant. And then obviously your win con is Steam Explosion for your X spell. So you can target your own creatures, keep that in mind. So you target usually like a Frigg or something like that. And then X is like you just kind of tap out except for will to be able to play your cancel spells. And then you just burn them for like 80 damage and they lose. So super, super good. But that is the list. Like I said, this deck is pretty complicated, but it is super fun to play. I've been playing it myself for like 2.5, 3 weeks ever since Atlanta, and I've been having a ball with it. So huge credit to Zack Tufford of On Tilt Gaming for putting this list together in his 5-3 finish. Let me know what you guys think in the comment sections down below. How you think do you think this deck might be relevant once RDE drops? Let me know. And until next time, this is DMO73 signing off.